I took a test ride in the $45 billion car Waymo. And this was my experience, starting with ordering on the app. Apparently, you can get them as a regular Uber ride, but to guarantee I got a Waymo for this video, I ordered a Waymo through the Waymo One app, and this is what happened. By the way, to touch on pricing, it was about a 7 or 8 minute ride and cost roughly $8, so about $1 a minute. For anyone that doesn't know, by the way, and is watching this, Waymo is a completely self-driving car. No one even sits in the driver's seat, unlike a Tesla. And here's my Waymo pulling right up. I set a location, it pulled over to the side, and I had to tap a button on the app to unlock the doors. Once unlocking the doors, there we go, click unlock, then you get inside your Waymo car. Open the door right up, pops out, and you get in and you see a little start button on the screen right there. Obviously, no one in the driver's seat, no real person talking to you or anything like that. And you just click start ride. The Waymo then tells you to buckle up and starts playing music and offering you a few other entertainment options. Then there's this crazy moment where the Waymo just takes off. The wheel turns as you go and you're off. The whole thing is honestly really unsettling and really cool at the same exact time. It feels like you're going a lot faster than you are, but trust me, the Waymo's actually going fairly slow. Seeing the wheel turn, though, with no one in the front seat, no one even in the front row, was really unsettling. But credit to Waymo, it kept making the right turns, it kept making the right moves. It was as smooth as anyone ever. And the ride, really peaceful because there's no one else in the car. It feels like you're just at home. And honestly, I think that's part of the appeal over something like Uber, where someone inevitably is always going to be eavesdropping on your conversation. Currently, Waymo is only available in 3 cities in the United States: San Francisco, parts of Los Angeles, and Phoenix. I took this one in the Phoenix-Scottsdale area. Waymo's latest funding round, led by Google, valued the automated driving company at over $45 billion. The next 3 cities Waymo plans to launch in are going to be Miami, Atlanta, as well as Austin, Texas, where there's currently tests going on now. If Waymo becomes available in almost every major city around the world, experts say the company could be worth as much as $800 billion by 2030. Some other cool things about the Waymo are it has a partnership with SiriusXM and allows you to play just about any song you want. Also, similar to a Tesla, it'll show you the car, its path, all the other cars around it in sort of a video game format on your screen. Now, I'm no car expert, but it felt a lot like a Tesla, although clearly there's a Jaguar logo on the steering wheel. But between the clear roof and the game-like graphics, or the Tesla-like graphics, I should say, it really did feel like it. Now, for the question you're probably wondering, what happens when a Waymo gets pulled over by a cop? Well, it's happened a couple times, and this is what happened. The cop pulls over the Waymo on the side of the road. Cop looks really confused, especially if it's never happened before. Cop tries to speak to a Waymo customer support person through the phone. We'll talk to them and then probably keep the car off the road for at least the rest of the day. Crazy enough, despite how much you may have seen them on YouTube and across social media, there are actually, as of this video, only 700 Waymos all over the world. In the 3 cities, Los Angeles, San Francisco, and the Phoenix area, of course. So this is actually quite a rare experience, and a lot of people that I talked to said they wouldn't even feel comfortable getting inside one. So maybe it'll take some more time. Waymo also doesn't do only cars. They also have 48 autonomous trucks in their fleet. And I think clearly in the future, there will be everything from autonomous taxis to autonomous trucks to autonomous helicopters and autonomous planes and trains. Honestly, though, the whole experience was so smooth, from ordering it on the app to unlocking it to getting in the car to going slow, smooth, and steady. The cars are also really nice. They're comfortable. They're clean. And if you have any issues, you can actually connect to a customer support person while you're in the car. Although I didn't try it, maybe I'll try it next time I take one. The vibes are strong with just about every Waymo. And after getting out of it, my thought was, well, I guess I'll never take an Uber again if Waymo is available and it works. The one thing I will say, though, some of the wait times in certain areas of Phoenix were really, really long for a Waymo. Like, I wanted to order one at one point, but it said it was going to be 26 minutes just to get there. Another time, it only took 3 or 5 minutes because there was one in the area. Given the, 700 fleets split across 3 cities, I imagine a small minority of that are, even in Phoenix at all. Fun fact, the Waymo cars, I just looked it up, are Jaguar fully electric cars. They're called the Jaguar I-PACE vehicles. Fun fact, Waymo is also sort of an acronym, and this is what it stands for. A new way forward in mobility. Although that doesn't exactly match up to Waymo, that's what Google says it is. Google started Waymo back in 2009 as a fully internal Google-funded project, and then it actually split up as its own company in 2016, as it has been since, and obviously recently raised at a ridiculous, incredible $45 billion valuation. A little bit on the technology of Waymo. It uses AI and lidar technology. The technology is so good that there are videos out there online of people falling in front of Waymos and Waymos swerving around where regular people wouldn't have fast enough reaction times to be able to avoid in similar situations. So when reaction speed is critically important to the safety of the passengers, Waymo might have the upper hand compared to some humans. The Waymo driver, which is the technically is the name, the title for the technology that the Waymos use, is not going to be emotional. It's not going to freak out. It's not going to panic. It is just going to do exactly what its machine learning has programmed itself to do. One of the first use cases of Waymo, and by the way, it didn't start with these fancy electric Jaguars. It started with little Toyota Priuses, but one of the first case studies and examples of Waymo back in 2015 was for blind people. And a blind person was actually the first ever person to take a fully automated Waymo drive. Took some guts, but pretty incredible. Also, in addition to the, I imagine, hundreds of millions of miles that Waymo drivers and these cars have done, they've also simulated billions of miles through computer systems. And if you're wondering, well, how would Waymo perform in extreme climate like fog, rain, hurricane, wind, all that sort of good stuff? Well, unlike most self-driving systems, Waymo is actually trained for fog, rain, hurricanes, and all that sort of stuff with millions of miles driven. Also, this was one other interesting thing I noticed. You can click a button to automatically pull over the Waymo at any given point in time. By the way, this was a late night ice cream run in Scottsdale, Arizona, sorry. So we were able to turn a relatively uneventful evening in the car, a little 8-minute drive, into something that will be remembered forever.
Thanks, my mom.
I wanted you to be able to get a vibe for what that was like getting out of the car and watching it drive away. Now, on to my ride home after getting some ice cream. And by the way, I think you can have food in the car. Not going to guarantee that fact, but based on, we didn't hear anything. Let's just put it that way. Waymo is not afraid of partnering up with some of the powerhouses in driving and technology and rideshare today as well. As you know, they partnered with Uber, so in certain cities, you can just get a Waymo driver, or Waymo car rather, for no reason other than that you just tried to order a regular Uber. They also have partnerships with Lyft, UPS, among other companies. After experiencing this firsthand, I find it hard to believe that anyone will have a human driver in just 5 years' time. The only thing that would be in the way of that is regulation and cities not allowing it. But I think if you're watching this video in 2035, 2040, or 2045, you have a car that drives yourself. It'll save so much time. Just think about all the time that people spend, unless you enjoy it, driving to work or just to anything. Get this fact: the average person spends 4 years of their life stuck in traffic. Now, multiply 8 billion people on the planet by 4 years.
You're here. Please make
I'm
sure
no
it's clear
mathematician,
before
but that sounds a lot like 32 billion years. Waymo can save humanity 32 billion years.